Hi, I'm Dave Baker. I've got something in my throat apparently. I'm Dave Baker, and this is 30 Days of Making Action Hospital, Day 4. I'm a writer. I wrote this, Action Hospital. I also co-drew it with Robert Negretti and Clay Murrell and a bunch of other people. There's too many to name. It's like 13 cartoonists and me. I also write this book, Fuck Off Squad. There's 2 volumes, Fuck Off Squad and Teenage Switchblade. I, right now, am working on issue number 19 of Action Hospital. I did not do as much as I wanted to yesterday. These videos are basically like my daily log of, I'm going to chronicle what I get done every day because I'm trying to have Action Hospital issue 19 pencils finished by the end of January. Originally, I was trying to have them finished by the end of December. And then the holidays happened, and it didn't happen, and, whatever. It's fine. Moving on. So, yesterday I only got to work for like about an hour or so. I think the theme with these videos, a bunch of my friends are making these daily log videos, and their thing is they want to have 30 minutes a day to work on their comics. I, thankfully, am a freelance writer, so I work from home, and so most of my time I can kind of like pack into corners and spend a considerable more amount of time working on comics. Thankfully, I'm very fortunate. So the 30 minutes a day thing isn't necessarily a challenge for me. Honestly, it's making these videos. Not that they're necessarily a challenge. I just want the daily reason to sit in front of a laptop and talk into it, like I'm doing right now. So yesterday, I'm working on this page, which is 211, which is a long panel going down the side like this. Basically, it's a bunch of cave dudes up here, and then they're going to be like marching towards our stalwart Action Hospital employees and a bunch of rubble. I spent most of yesterday just drawing rubble. It didn't take all that long, but I kind of wasn't feeling drawing figures. And then the panels, God, looking into this laptop and knowing which way to move things is weird. The panels are going to be pretty simple. There's nothing crazy. It's just, 7 panels. I like really dense comics. I like comics with a lot of panels on the page. And I also like decompressed comics. Basically what I'm saying is I just like comics, period. But with this specific book, Action Hospital 19, I'm trying to make one issue 250 pages in length. So it's one story. The first volume, as you can see, is quite hefty, and that is 250 pages. So the next issue is going to be the same length as the first volume, which I think is really funny. This issue is both super decompressed and super compressed. So there's some pages where there's like literally 50 panels on a page, and some pages where there's one panel. It's just a splash page for like 40 pages or something. This issue 19 for me, is like an experiment in extremes, because the first volume is 18 single standalone 8-page comics, more or less. Some of them are 30 pages, some of them are 4 pages, some of them are 16, but most of them, I'd say probably out of the 18 in there, like 12 or something. I don't know, we'll say 12. 12 of them are 8-page comics in length that I write and other people draw. And they all kind of link together and form a giant story arc, which was a fun challenge to figure out how that was going to work, especially over the fact that the book took place, like the construction of it, the making of it, took place over like 4 years, 3.5 years. So my goal for this book, Action Hospital 1, the trade premiered last year at San Diego Comic-Con, and my goal for this year is to have Action Hospital Volume 2 be the same length, but all me, and also premiere at San Diego Comic-Con, which right now I don't actually have a table for, because I got rejected in the initial wave. We'll see if I can either weasel in there or the kind folks at Comic-Con International supply me with a table. We will see. But right now, it's just like fever pitch production mode, because this last year Nicole Gu, the artist on Fuck Off Squad, and Team Switchblade and I have been touring a lot. I think we did like 35 or 40 conventions this year. We traveled a lot, we flew a lot, we hauled a lot of luggage. So this next year, I think we're going to try and cut down a little bit and focus on production more. So she's in the middle of drawing a book that I wrote, and I'm in the middle of drawing this book. So hopefully these will both be done soon, and we'll have new shiny things. But let's be real, Action Hospital Volume 2 is not going to be done for a little while. There's 19 or 20 pages left to pencil, and then I still have to ink all of it, and also I still have to do all production. And normally that production would be like, nah, I just photo correct stuff. This one will be a little bit more difficult because I'm going to have to compile in Photoshop. I don't have any example. The pages are over there. It's basically like a double page spread where the people move around within it. I made a horror book that's kind of like that, and I wanted to see if I could push that further by incorporating some panels and a moving background. So there's going to be a lot of like post-production on it. This project is kind of like a weird movie on paper, in terms of that there was like me, the pre-production stage was me being like, for like a month, and I made a bunch of notes. But the challenge to myself for this one is that I wasn't going to have a script, because the first one was pretty tightly scripted. And I knew the beginning, middle, and end of the beats for this story. And honestly, this story that's in Action Hospital 19 was what the original issue 1 for Action Hospital period was going to be. And then the artist that I had lined up for that had other commitments and couldn't do it, so I ended up pushing it back, and pushing it back, and pushing it back. So now I am finally at the place where I can tell it, but it's been in my head so long that I'm like, I don't want to write this, I just want to make it. And in the interest of extremes, here we are. No script, no safety net, tons of fucking drawing. But the fact that I've drawn roughly 200 and some odd pages in 6 months, I think is, I think that in and of itself is kind of funny. The fact that I was just like, drawing pages. Word. I don't know if I have any time lapses to put on the end of this video today, so I'm probably just gonna save those for tomorrow, because I'm gonna be working on this page right now. So today is just my talking head. Alright, that's Action Hospital update. There we go, that's the right direction. 4. Thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow.